Today is, for the Christians, it's Easter Sunday. It's the reason for their whole season. And they think they're going to heaven. And if they've been saved, and they believe that Jesus is their Lord and all that kind of stuff. And for me, I used to think it was true, and then I hoped it was true, and then I found out it's just none of it's true. It's all made up. The Romans were pretty smart. They adopted that religion, so they could subjugate their people under one religion. Because after all, the word Catholic means universal. So I have no interest in the resurrection. It didn't happen. There was no death. There was no Jesus. So there's no reason to celebrate. You could celebrate the old pagan holiday, Ostara, the birth of spring, of the goddess of spring, all that. And that's the bunny kind of signifies that. You can do that, and I guess that's okay to celebrate. For me, it's just another reason to get together with family, and I'm glad I get together with family. I love my family, and I'm glad that we get together on this holiday occasionally. Today we're going to have a prime rib. And of course, I like that. I love prime rib. That's one of my favorite foods. At any rate, it's still a very sad time with the suicide of my son and the weird circumstances behind that, which I won't talk about because they're private family circumstances. And it's just really sad, and really sad that all this shit happened. The big thing is we'd like to get our country on track so that I, for one, so my grandchildren will be able to survive. Because if we don't get things on track, the kids that are being born now, they're going to be in big trouble come the next 30 years. I probably won't be here. I might be, though. And because while I don't have the best health in the world, I don't have the worst, and I do come from a long line of long-lived people. So these Republicans, I don't know why people who don't have their kind of money vote for them, because you're not going to get their money, most of you. 99% of you are not going to get their money. You're not going to have their kind of money. So I'm just hoping that everybody wakes up before it's too late. I hope that everybody wakes up before it's too late. We have to wake up. A lot of bad stuff has been happening. I don't think about Gates or the Chauvin trial. Chauvin trial I don't like and I don't watch. I want him to be convicted and put in prison, because I know when he goes to prison, the black inmates will probably take care of him. I'm not really interested, on a lot of the other stuff that's going on around that. I mean, yes, it shines a light. I didn't mean the on there. It shines a light on what's really going on in the country with, the class inequality, the racial inequality, all the things that are going on in the country. And these things need to finally come to an end once and for all. And all this voter suppression crap, that needs to come to an end. We need to be free of all of that. All of us do. White people and people whose skin isn't white. It's such a fucking ridiculous bunch of crap that we even have any question about any of that. And yeah, I kind of agree that that a lot of people don't mean to be racist. They don't think they're racist. They don't think they're white supremacists, but they are, just by virtue of the way they're born and bred. So for all you guys that don't think you're a racist, check your thoughts and maybe you'll be able to evaluate that. That's all I can say about that. Tax time's coming. Well, actually got a reprieve till July, I think it is. I think it's July. And it's just a sad thing that's going on in the country here with a lot of stuff. If they will pass the infrastructure bill, we will be in good shape. And a lot of people will go back to work, and there'll be a lot more money going around in the economy. A lot of good things can happen if they'll pass that. But the Republicans are going to try to obstruct everything the Democrats do because they really don't care about the people. If they did, they would put things in those bills. They say there's shit wrong with them. They say there's not enough money going for true infrastructure. Okay, so get together with the Democrats, put the right stuff in there for infrastructure, and pass the damn bill, have some bipartisanship. But they're not going to do it. It's just this, my football team is better than your football team, this tribal mentality that needs to go away. And in reality, what needs to go away is the Republicans. They need to go away. They're just this constant, and I don't see how people can, if you read and accept the facts, I don't see how you could ever support them. Because the facts are, they are not, by and large, for the people. Here in Arizona, we had crazy shit going on. Voter suppression crap. And then, there was a bill, Republicans wanted to make being homeless a crime. Turning homelessness into a crime, when really the economic policies that Reagan brought in 40 years ago are the reason we have all this homelessness now. And when he cut the funding for the mental institutions and those people were cut out on the street, that's, and there's not affordable housing for people. People need to have affordable housing. Housing is a need, and it's a right. It's one of the basic 4 human needs is housing. But Republicans don't care about that. They only care about their constituency, which has the money. For instance, they're bitching about the $400,000 and more tax increase. They're bitching about tax increases. Well, the 1.8% of the population makes over $400,000 a year. Come on. Oh, they'll leave. Well, good. Get the fuck out of here. And you know what? We're going to tax the piss out of your assets that you leave here. And we're not going to let you take everything with you. We're going to tax you. That's right. So stay here, contribute. 28% isn't shit. That's not shit. It should be like 80 or 90%. And if corporations would pay their fair share without any loopholes, we'd have a lot of tax revenue. Might not have enough to cover our needs. But you know what? $700 billion for defense? No, we don't need all that. Maybe $200-300 billion at the most. At the most. It's just, this whole thing is just a ripoff. Who's getting ripped off? We're getting ripped off. We're the ones who are getting ripped off. Those are our tax dollars that are getting ripped off. This 1.8%, they don't hire and maintain enough people, employed people to get away with it. Now, I can understand if they're hiring a lot of new people, well, they could deduct that. That's great. I'm sick and tired of them being coddled by any political party. There's Democrats that coddle them too. Now supposedly there's Democrats that are not in favor of the infrastructure bill, the tax increase and all that shit. You know what? Fuck you guys. Kirsten Sinema, eat shit. Eat shit, Kirsten Sinema. What are you doing? Crossing the aisle. Should go across the aisle and punch Ducey in the face. He's another scumbag, the governor of Arizona. Boy, look at this Kelly Ward creature. She needs to be hauled away. Telling people to die for Trump. Come on. That orange coward. So yeah, that's my rant for what you guys call Easter. There's no Jesus. There's no God. It's all a joke, and you've all been taken for a ride that believe in that. And you think that you get your values and your ethics from that? You don't. Those values and ethics predate Christianity. So have a happy Sunday.